Hey guys, quick update on what's going on in here. Spring has definitely hit. Let's take a look. So I've pulled out a lot of these lettuce plants. As you can see, most of them are bolting, going to seed. No good anymore. Animals still like them, so that's a plus. But yeah, they taste horrible now that they've gone super bitter. My strawberries up here, I had some issues about 3 or so weeks ago with the water pump, and it wasn't pumping the water all the way up there. I don't know for sure what the deal was. Maybe it just wasn't strong enough. But so I ended up adding another small pump, and now everything's fine. But they do still have a lot of leaves that were struggling. Like there's some that are browning or whatever from where they kind of dried out and got too hot. But as you can see, they're still growing. There's a lot of strawberries in there I need to go and pick. So that's that. I'm gonna finish clearing all this out. I'm gonna put aquarium plants in here soon, now that the lettuce is done. So let's move over here. In here, tree collars are doing pretty good. They've got some kind of attack on them. I think it's some kind of insect. I'm not sure, but I did spray them the other day, so hopefully they'll be okay. These peas are still doing actually really good, even though they've got fusarium wilt down there. So all of them on the bottoms are yellow for the most part, but they still are, growing pretty well up here and putting plenty of peas on. I need to come and pick these. I've got more beans over here. These are actually, I'm pretty sure these are bush beans, but they're doing fine. There's some arugula that looks like it's starting to bolt, so that's gonna have to come out. This is actually a Cape gooseberry. So, and then there's some, I think that's cilantro down there. Chinese yard long beans, red ones. This is a new planting, so they're still relatively small. Then over here, this is Japanese spinach, I believe. And I need to thin these out a little bit, but they're doing good. And then of course, nasturtiums. These smell really good and they're flowering like crazy. I really need to train this. This is just a type of cucumber. I don't remember what kind. I've got it written down somewhere. Further down, these are an heirloom bean. These are called French fillet pole beans, and they need to be picked. It's a little bit of a dwarf curly kale. Looks good. Malabar spinach. And this one, as you can see, it just kind of does its own thing and just grows right up. This trellis, I may need to add some support to it because it's kind of, as they grow and get bigger, they're kind of dragging it down. Marshmallow down there. And then this is more Cape gooseberry. These really need to be thinned out too, because like if you saw in that other pot, that was one of these that was started much later than these, and you can see how much bigger that one is compared to these. And I think it's just because they're all sharing one pot. So, and there's more over here sharing a pot with marigolds. Over here we've got, this is carrots. These are some kind of carrot mix. This one's not doing so good. I don't know what the deal is, but some of it's browning out. I don't know if it's just not getting enough water. It does feel a little dry in there. Not too bad though. Then my tomatoes, as you can see, a lot of them are 5-6 feet tall now. We got a lot of fruit set. These, I'm pretty sure these are the black vernissage tomatoes. As you can see, it's already going, some of them are ripening up at that size. And I've got black vernissage mixed with black creme here. And like, I'm pretty sure this is the black creme. Like these tomatoes, because they're much larger, they're a little bit slower. They haven't turned yet. It's like this one right here. That looks more like a black creme. So that's that. I've got more marigolds. They seem to do a pretty good job at deterring pests. They're not foolproof. And I've got basil in here also. This basil needs to be trimmed. All this is growing out really well, so I need to cut it back. This is where I've got more tomatoes, and some of these I didn't label, so I'm just not gonna know until it becomes time to harvest and I can actually tell what they are. Some of them are labeled, like this is like a sun gold cherry right here, and this one's already got fruit on it, so I do need to come in and trellis this, and also it's got 3 stems coming out of there, and I just don't I don't want to chop one down or 2 down, so I'm probably gonna just let the 3 of them go and see what they do. I don't know yet. This is a test landrace cherry tomato or currant tomato, and this one actually I need to chop this off right here because this is a sucker right here that I just was not paying attention to. These things grow so fast. If you look at the stems on this thing, this is the Isis Candy cherry tomato, and look at, I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. This was grown from seed, and I mean, just beastly. So all of these were, for the most part, all started together seed wise, and this one, and then the black trifle tomato, the Japanese tomato, this one also just has really nice thick stems. So looking forward to that. They've all got flower on them, so hopefully soon they'll be carrying fruit. And let's go ahead and move down. Today I'm actually going to work on this trellis. I actually am very late at trellising the peppers. I didn't stake them up or do anything, so I regret not doing it earlier, because as you can see, they're like gigantic, and like you can see how they're like laying over like that, and so it's gonna be hard to get them to kind of straighten out. And I actually have one that's like broke off right at the right here at where the roots go in, and so I'm pretty sure that one's toast. I'm trying to keep it alive, but I don't think it's gonna happen. These, you know, initially thought that these were bell peppers. But I'm not sure. Obviously they're not bell peppers. If you look at them, they could be the Japanese chili peppers that I planted, so I could have got the 2 mixed up. I'm not sure, but either way, I don't care. Peppers. They're not spicy, so they're this one's nice. It's turning a nice color. Go ahead and pull that one off. Yeah, so these things are just loaded down. I mean, look, loaded down with stuff, and let's see, I've got lots of different peppers in here. As you can see, these are all Carolina Reapers. I need to come in here and prune and open this up, because if you look down here, if you can see down here, if you look down here, look at that. I mean, the ones in the bottom of the canopy, it just needs to be opened up, because they're not getting much light to them, and the leaves are starting to get bad. So I don't know if I've got any Reapers. I actually pruned them back a few weeks ago, so I don't know if, like, a lot of them are in flower, but I don't know if I have any fruits on them yet. This one, I'm not sure what these are either. Maybe a Hungarian wax. I'm gonna have to see once they get bigger. So I'm gonna come in here today and finish trellising these. I did work on these the other day and kind of help pull them back a little bit. As you can see, that guy, and this one, I think that's a poblano. I'm not totally sure. I promise next season I'll be better at actually labeling things, but not this time. So I don't really care. It's not a big deal. I'm not planning on selling this stuff, and you know, it's fun for me, and I just suck at keeping track of stuff. So I did get this one trellised in time, and I just put it on a string, and it's helping hold it up, because you know, once all these fruits set, it's gonna like drag it down like those other ones. So this is the one that fell over, and I have it sitting down in the water, and I'm hoping that maybe it'll recover. I don't really know. Like, it was actually setting fruit when it happened, so I'm really disappointed at that. I should have known better, but live and learn. This one's setting fruit also, and I did actually label all these. I marked it on here, and then it actually got washed off or bleached out or something, and I just can't read them, so I'll do it better next time. This one's actually broken, so I'm gonna have to put a new styrofoam piece in here. But this is like, one of the dogs got in here and got freaked out because she got stuck in the one of the trellis nets and just started going berserk in here, so she like ran into this, messed it up. This is another, I need to get that tomato under control. This is another pepper. I got some smaller guys down here. This one is not doing so great. As you can see down there, it's just sitting in water, so I'm actually going to probably raise the water level a little bit on that guy to give him a little bit of help. Over here, another tree collard, and this one really got hit hard with, I'm not sure what. If anybody knows, let me know, because I have no idea what it got hit with. But this one started growing laterally instead of upwards, so I just moved it over here and I let it go, because what it's doing is like it's sending out these suckers, or whatever you want to call them, these extra plants that I can eventually take off and then root. So I'm just letting it do that because I think it'd be cool to have a bunch more to keep it going. This down here, this is actually this is a ghost pepper, ghost chili. This one and this one, I got them. They're like the Bonnie ones. I just happened to see them when I was at the store, and I was just like, okay, well, I actually wanted to do ghost peppers, and I didn't get around to getting them for seeds. So yeah, I'm excited about that, to see how that's gonna go. That one's just ridiculous. Then more nasturtiums. Love these things. They're super easy. It's like 50 cents a pack, and all you do is just put them in there and just let them go, and they just have done amazing. I do really nothing to them. All those containers that we're just looking at with the peppers and these are cracky. They're grown cracky style, where it's just literally they're just sitting in water in a container. That's it. No pumps, no nothing. That's all there is to it, and it's got water and the nutrients in the water, and then that's it. Like, I don't do anything to it other than just kind of keep an eye on it and add a little water to it if it's struggling. A lot of them have been in that same solution for over a month now, so I may actually go through one day and drain it out and put fresh nutrient solution in. But while it's going good, I'm just going to let it go. These guys, these tomatoes here are Rutgers tomatoes. This is a determinate, supposedly, so I'm just letting it do its thing. These things are way too close together, I know, and I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with this, but either way, so that's that. And then over here, these grow bags are way too small, and so these squash are not doing fantastic, and they're not anchored in well. Not happy about how those turned out. They don't get a whole lot of water either. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, these squash are not doing great. The grow bags are just too small, but otherwise, like, these are doing a little better, and they did show some nutrient deficiency, so I did perk it up a little bit, added some fertilizer, and they seem to be getting a little bit better, but yeah, they're not super great right now. So hopefully they recover. This is a birdhouse gourd, and it seems to be doing okay. The new growth is good up here, so everything looks fine with that. This ridiculous pickle that I've got to pull off here, cucumber. I'll go ahead and pull these cucumbers off. Starting to get a little bit of powdery mildew down there, I think, and I need to spray more often than I am. I haven't been in here a whole lot, so, but like these guys, the problem that I'm having is these guys just, whenever they put fruit on and it gets big, it just literally just drags the plant down with it, because they're up in pots, you know. I mean, holy crap, I didn't even know this was back here. Look at that. So that's what's dragging the plants down, and then, you know, they just kind of, they're still doing great though otherwise, you know. So, and what I've been doing is with these, I actually take a zip tie, and up here towards, I can see one right there, what I've been doing is, like, I'll take all the leaves and kind of bunch them together and then zip tie them up, and like loosely, but it keeps the plant kind of in a smaller space, so they're not running over top of each other. And it just seems like it's working well to let me allow me to have more plants in one space. But you know, it's just a test, so we'll see how that actually turns out. This, I didn't even notice this a couple of days ago, but so this must have just happened recently, but it looks like I mean, this looked great just a few days ago, and now there's a daddy long leg spider on there, and there's ants all over it. Looks like aphids all over it. So this thing has been attacked, and I'm gonna have to spray it down really good with neem. And look at that, little caterpillars all over it. See that? So I'm gonna get out the BT and the neem and see if that takes care of them. I think it's cool that there's some spiders and stuff in here that are kind of, you know, clearing some of that out. There's an eggplant right here, and I actually need to work on clearing out back there because there's some weeds growing on the ground. But this eggplant looks pretty good. It was like one of the only ones that actually sprouted whenever I planted them a while back. Parsley over here, this is from a grocery store. I just replanted it, sat there lifeless for about 2 or 3 weeks, and now it's just getting humongous and looking fantastic. So I'm happy about that. Marigold's doing crazy. Like if you don't have marigolds, you should get them because they're so easy to grow, and they're really nice. I love them. So this is I think that this is actually might be one of the Chinese yard long beans here. So the ones over here that have been in for longer are doing better, and you know, they're already up to the top of the hoop. So, but there's also another type of bean next to it, and I'm not sure, you know, which one's which because I don't want to look down there and try to figure it out. Got some yellowing down at the bottom on some of this stuff like that. And overall, though, everything seems to be doing pretty good. I have tried to try to make sure that everything's fertilized really well. I've been adding some organic fertilizer also, and then doing some into the water itself. There's some radishes here that are way overdue. They need to be picked, but I think I'm just going to let them keep going because they've already gone to flower over here. I'm just going to let them do their thing and see if it makes new radishes. So back there is an ice plant, and it's kind of hard to see, but this is the weirdest plant, and it's edible. I have not tried it yet, but it's edible, and it has this weird texture. Like, it feels almost like, it feels kind of like skin. It's just so weird feeling. Like it's a succulent plant, and like the leaves are supposed to taste pretty good, and I don't know. I have not tried it yet, but I probably will at some point if I can work up the courage. But yeah, it's just the texture is just so strange. So it kind of feels like if you're touching like a reptile or an amphibian or something. It's just got that weird kind of feeling to it. So that's this greenhouse, and then come over here, chicken coops over there, and this is the wicking beds and the kiddie pool type slash thing grow. It's not really a kiddie pool, but it's kind of the same concept. I just put some 2x6s down into a square, put some plastic in it, filled it up with water, and this corn's growing in it. And then I planted this corn a few weeks later, and it's starting to come up, but it's a lot slower than this one, obviously. Dwarf banana over here. I've still got some holdovers. These are Brussels sprouts, and I'm sure they're probably gonna crap out here pretty soon. Green onions, and these are from the store. These are just grocery store green onions. Just after I cut the green onions to use them, I just cut them down to about there on the white part. Keep them, stick them in here, water them, and then that's what you get in a few weeks. So you get more green onions. It's pretty awesome. And then these are sunflowers all through here that I planted. These are like mammoth sunflowers. Probably gonna have to thin them out. Beans over here. These are all bush beans. These actually need to be picked. Like, there's a bunch of them growing in here. This powdery material is actually just I think it's just rock dust. Yeah, it's probably just azomite rock dust, so it's nothing harmful or anything. I don't put any kind of like harsh pesticides or anything like that in here. So this is just a straggler tomato plant that somehow made its way over here. Malabar spinach. There's another tree collard in here, not doing nearly as good as the ones over there. This is broccoli rabe, and as you can see, the bugs got into this too pretty good. Just fine. I don't really care. It's no big deal. See, it's starting starting to send out its little flower shoot things. I don't really care. It's not a big deal about the bug thing. I'm gonna probably spray it, but no biggie. Got some lettuce here that's already gone to seed or is starting to flower. Dinosaur kale, which is, if you don't have this stuff, it's pretty killer. Like, it doesn't really need a whole lot and it grows pretty well. And this one has been beat up. Like, it's been beat up really good by the bugs. Oh, you can see the caterpillars in there. I'm gonna have to go through this and with the BT and get them all sorted out. But a lot of this happened in just the last few days because we sprayed a lot of this stuff just a few days ago and everything looked a lot better. So it doesn't take long. I mean, insects can wipe things out. There's strawberries in here, more strawberries. These are kind of my leftover strawberries. So I just put them in this little patch, but along with some okra. This is okra right here. I actually just picked a couple of okra off of this that were getting big. And this is still really small, so they got a while to go before they really start producing heavily. But I'm thinking that, you know, by the time midsummer comes, they'll be able to shade out the strawberry a little bit and help protect it. So that's the plan. So that's that. That's basically all I got going on in the garden. It's a ton of stuff. So, but either way, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Thanks. Bye.